What if I told you that the roads you drive on today owe their existence to an ancient empire that mastered engineering over 2,000 years ago? Picture this, a network of roads stretching over 50,000 miles, connecting cities, empires, and cultures, built to last not just decades, but millennia. These weren't just dirt paths or cobblestone streets, they were feats of engineering so advanced that some of them are still in use today. Welcome to the world of Roman roads, where every stone laid was a testament to ingenuity, precision, and a vision that shaped the course of history. In this video, we're diving into 35 astonishing engineering feats of Roman roads, uncovering the secrets behind their construction, their purpose, and their enduring legacy. From the legendary Appian Way to the hidden innovations that kept these roads standing for centuries, you're about to discover how the Romans built more than just roads. They built the backbone of an empire. So buckle up, because this journey through history is going to be anything but ordinary. By the end, you'll see the world beneath your feet in a whole new light. Let's get started. Now, let's take our first step into the world of Roman engineering marvels with the legendary Appian Way. Known as the Queen of Roads, the Appian Way was the first major Roman road, constructed in 312 BC. It stretched over 350 miles, connecting Rome to the southern regions of Italy, including the vital port city of Brindisi. This wasn't just a road, it was a lifeline for the Roman Empire, enabling the swift movement of troops, goods, and ideas. Built with layers of carefully selected materials, including large stone blocks for the foundation, gravel for stability, and tightly packed sand for drainage, the Appian Way was designed to withstand the test of time. And it did. Centuries later, sections of this ancient road are still intact, a testament to Roman ingenuity. Beyond its practical purpose, the Appian Way also symbolized Roman power and ambition, serving as a physical reminder of their ability to conquer and connect vast territories. As we walk this path, both literally and figuratively, it's impossible not to marvel at how this ancient road laid the groundwork for modern infrastructure. Next, we'll explore another engineering masterpiece that stretched even farther, the Via Augusta. Now, let's journey westward to the Iberian Peninsula, where the Romans left another indelible mark with the Via Augusta. Stretching over 900 miles, this road was the longest and most significant Roman route in Spain, connecting the southern city of Gades, modern-day Cadiz, all the way to the Pyrenees Mountains near the French border. The Via Augusta wasn't just a road, it was a vital artery that linked major cities like Corduba, Hispalis, and Tarraco, fostering trade, cultural exchange, and military coordination across the region. What's truly remarkable is how Roman engineers adapted the road to the natural landscape, following rivers, valleys, and existing pathways to minimize construction challenges while maximizing efficiency. This alignment with the terrain not only made the road more durable but also allowed it to blend seamlessly into the environment, a testament to the Romans' respect for nature and their practical ingenuity. Along its route, the Via Augusta facilitated the movement of goods like olive oil, wine, and metals, which were essential to the Roman economy, while also enabling rapid troop deployments to secure the empire's borders. Today, remnants of this ancient road still exist, offering a glimpse into how the Romans transformed Spain into a thriving hub of commerce and culture. As we continue our exploration, we'll uncover another ingenious Roman innovation, their Milestone system, which revolutionized travel and communication across the empire. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most practical yet ingenious innovations of Roman road engineering, the Milestone system. Imagine traveling across vast stretches of land without modern maps or GPS. For the Romans, the solution was simple yet brilliant: milestones. These stone markers, placed at regular intervals along their roads, served as the ancient world's version of a distance calculator. Each milestone displayed the distance to the nearest major city, often measured in Roman miles, about 1,000 paces, or roughly 1,480 meters. This system wasn't just about convenience, it was a game changer for travelers, merchants, and soldiers alike. By knowing exactly how far they had come and how much farther they had to go, people could plan their journeys with precision, ensuring they reached their destinations on time and with minimal surprises. But the milestones did more than just mark distances. They were also a powerful tool for communication and imperial propaganda. Many milestones bore inscriptions with the names and titles of emperors, reminding travelers of the empire's reach and authority. For example, a milestone along the Via Appia might proudly declare, "Built by Emperor Augustus," reinforcing the idea that the road and the empire itself was a gift from Rome. Some of these inscriptions have survived to this day, offering historians valuable insights into the political and social priorities of the time. One notable example is the milestone 0 in Rome's Forum, which marked the starting point of the Appian Way and symbolized the city's centrality in the empire's vast network of roads. The milestone system also played a crucial role in military logistics. Commanders could calculate how long it would take reinforcements or supplies to arrive, ensuring that troops were deployed efficiently across the empire. This level of organization gave the Roman military a significant advantage, allowing them to respond swiftly to threats and maintain control over their territories. Even in peacetime, the milestones facilitated trade by helping merchants estimate travel times and costs, boosting economic activity across the empire. Today, many of these ancient milestones still stand, scattered across Europe and the Mediterranean. In places like Spain, France, and Italy, you can find weathered stones bearing faint inscriptions, silent witnesses to the ingenuity of Roman engineering. These remnants remind us that the Romans didn't just build roads, they built a system that connected people, places, and ideas in ways that shaped the ancient world and continue to influence us today. As we move forward, we'll explore another remarkable feature of Roman roads: their curved design, which allowed them to adapt to the natural landscape while maintaining their strength and durability. Now, let's take a closer look at another groundbreaking feature of Roman road engineering: the curved road design. Unlike modern highways that often cut straight through landscapes, Roman engineers embraced the natural terrain, crafting roads with gentle curves that followed the contours of the land. This wasn't just an aesthetic choice, it was a brilliant engineering solution that ensured the roads remained stable and durable for centuries. By working with the topography rather than against it, the Romans minimized the need for extensive excavation or leveling, which would have been both labor-intensive and costly. Instead, they created roads that harmonized with the environment, reducing the risk of erosion and landslides while maintaining a smooth and reliable surface for travelers. The secret behind this innovation lies in the Romans' deep understanding of engineering principles. They recognized that straight roads, while efficient in theory, could become unstable on uneven terrain. Steep slopes or sharp inclines would put excessive strain on the road structure, leading to cracks, collapses, and frequent repairs. To avoid these issues, Roman engineers introduced gentle curves that allowed the roads to adapt to hills, valleys, and other natural features. These curves not only improved stability but also made the roads safer and more comfortable for travelers, whether they were on foot, horseback, or in carts. Imagine navigating a steep mountain pass instead of a straight, perilous climb. The road would curve gradually, making the journey less strenuous and far more manageable. Another key advantage of curved roads was their ability to manage water runoff effectively. Roman engineers were masters of hydrology, and they designed their roads to prevent water from pooling or eroding the surface. The gentle curves allowed rainwater to flow naturally into roadside ditches, which were part of an elaborate drainage system we'll explore later. This careful attention to water management not only preserved the roads but also prevented flooding and other water-related damage, ensuring they remained functional in all weather conditions. The curved design also had strategic benefits. In military terms, roads that followed the landscape were harder for enemies to predict or ambush. Troops could move more discreetly, using the natural cover provided by hills and forests. For merchants and travelers, the curves offered a more scenic and less monotonous journey, making long-distance travel less daunting. It's a testament to the Romans' ingenuity that they could turn what might seem like a limitation, the natural shape of the land, into a strength that enhanced both the functionality and longevity of their roads. Today, the legacy of Roman curved road design can still be seen in modern engineering. Many highways and rural roads around the world follow similar principles, adapting to the landscape rather than forcing it to conform. This approach not only preserves the environment but also reduces construction costs and maintenance needs. As we continue our journey through the astonishing feats of Roman road engineering, we'll next explore the tools that made such precision possible, starting with the Groma, a simple yet revolutionary surveying instrument that helped the Romans build their roads with unparalleled accuracy. Now, let's shift our focus to one of the most fascinating tools that made Roman road engineering possible, the Groma. This simple yet ingenious device was the cornerstone of Roman surveying, allowing engineers to align roads with remarkable precision. Picture this: a wooden cross with plumb lines hanging from each arm, mounted on a sturdy pole. While it might look rudimentary by today's standards, the Groma was a game-changer for its time, enabling the Romans to create the straight, efficient routes that became the backbone of their empire. The Groma's primary function was to ensure that roads were laid out in perfectly straight lines, even over long distances. Surveyors would set up the tool at a starting point, aligning the plumb lines with markers or stakes placed in the ground. By sighting along these lines, they could determine the exact direction for the road, ensuring it followed a precise path. This method was particularly crucial for long stretches of road, where even a slight deviation could lead to significant errors over miles of construction. The Groma's accuracy was so reliable that many Roman roads, like the famous Via Augusta, remain astonishingly straight to this day. But the Groma wasn't just about straight lines, it also played a key role in overcoming natural obstacles. When roads needed to curve around hills, rivers, or other features, surveyors used the Groma to calculate the angles and transitions required to maintain a smooth and efficient route. This combination of straight-line precision and adaptability allowed the Romans to build roads that were not only direct but also practical, blending seamlessly with the landscape while minimizing travel time and effort. The use of the Groma also highlights the Romans' commitment to standardization and efficiency. By ensuring that roads were aligned with such precision, they created a network that was easy to navigate, even for travelers unfamiliar with the terrain. Milestones, which we've discussed earlier, were often placed along these straight routes, providing clear markers of distance and direction. This level of organization was unprecedented and set the standard for road building for centuries to come. Interestingly, the Groma's influence extended beyond roads. It was also used in the construction of aqueducts, city grids, and even military camps, showcasing its versatility as a surveying tool. The Romans' ability to adapt this simple device to such a wide range of projects speaks volumes about their engineering ingenuity and their knack for creating tools that were both effective and practical. As we move forward in our exploration of Roman road engineering, it's worth reflecting on how the Groma exemplifies the Romans' problem-solving mindset. They didn't just build roads, they built them with precision, foresight, and an eye for efficiency. Next, we'll delve into the layered construction techniques that gave Roman roads their legendary durability, uncovering the secrets behind their ability to withstand the test of time. Now, let's take a closer look at what made Roman roads so incredibly durable: their layered construction. The Romans didn't just lay down a single layer of material and call it a day. Instead, they built their roads like a carefully crafted cake with multiple layers, each serving a specific purpose to ensure strength, stability, and longevity. This methodical approach is one of the key reasons why so many Roman roads have survived for over 2,000 years. The first layer, known as the statumen, was the foundation of the road. Made up of large, flat stones, this layer provided a solid base that could bear the weight of heavy traffic, including carts, soldiers, and animals. Think of it as the bedrock of the road, designed to distribute weight evenly and prevent sinking or shifting over time. Without this sturdy foundation, the road would have been prone to cracking or collapsing under pressure. On top of the statumen came the ruderatio, a layer of crushed stones mixed with gravel. This layer acted as a cushion, absorbing shocks and vibrations from passing traffic. It also helped with drainage, allowing water to seep through and preventing it from pooling on the surface. The ruderatio was crucial for maintaining the road's stability, especially in areas with uneven terrain or heavy rainfall. Next up was the nucleus, a finer layer of compacted gravel or sand. This layer smoothed out the surface, filling in any gaps left by the ruderatio and creating a level base for the final layer. The nucleus also played a role in drainage, ensuring that water continued to flow away from the road rather than collecting on top. It was this attention to detail that made Roman roads so resilient, even in challenging weather conditions. Finally, the top layer, known as the summum dorsum, was made of tightly fitted paving stones or cobblestones. This layer was the most visible part of the road and the one that bore the brunt of daily wear and tear. The stones were carefully cut and arranged to create a smooth, even surface that was easy to travel on, whether by foot, horse, or cart. The precision with which these stones were laid is a testament to Roman craftsmanship, as they often fit together so snugly that you couldn't even slide a knife between them. Together, these layers created a road that was not only strong and durable but also adaptable to different environments. Whether in the dry heat of North Africa or the damp climate of Britain, Roman roads were built to last. This multi-layered approach was so effective that it influenced road-building techniques for centuries, and many modern roads still follow similar principles today. As we move forward, we'll explore how these roads were integrated with other engineering marvels like the Cloaca Maxima to create a network that was as functional as it was impressive. But for now, it's worth marveling at how the Romans turned something as simple as a road into a masterpiece of engineering. Now, let's shift our focus to another remarkable aspect of Roman engineering, the seamless integration of their roads with the Cloaca Maxima, Rome's ancient sewer system. This wasn't just about building roads, it was about creating an entire network that worked in harmony with the city's infrastructure. The Romans understood that water management was crucial, especially in a bustling metropolis like Rome, where heavy rains could easily lead to flooding and damage. By connecting their roads to the Cloaca Maxima, they ensured that water runoff was efficiently channeled away, keeping the streets dry and functional. The Cloaca Maxima, one of the world's earliest sewer systems, was a marvel in its own right. Originally built to drain the marshy areas around the Roman Forum, it evolved into a sprawling network that served the entire city. The genius of Roman engineers lay in their ability to link this system directly to their roads. Alongside the carefully layered construction of the roads, they incorporated drainage channels and culverts that directed rainwater into the Cloaca Maxima. This not only prevented water from pooling on the surface, but also protected the road's foundation from erosion and weakening over time. What's truly astonishing is the foresight behind this integration. The Romans didn't just build for the present, they planned for the future. They anticipated the challenges of urban growth and heavy rainfall, designing their roads and sewers to handle these pressures. The drainage systems along the roads were meticulously engineered, with slopes and gradients that ensured water flowed smoothly into the sewers. This attention to detail meant that even during torrential downpours, the roads remained passable and the city stayed functional. The integration of the Cloaca Maxima with the road network also highlights the Romans' holistic approach to engineering. They didn't see roads and sewers as separate projects, but as interconnected systems that supported each other. This mindset allowed them to create infrastructure that was not only durable but also adaptable to the needs of a growing empire. It's a testament to their ingenuity that many of these systems are still in use today, centuries after they were first built. As we continue our journey through the engineering feats of Roman roads, it's clear that their brilliance extended far beyond the surface. From the layered construction to the integration with the Cloaca Maxima, every element was designed with precision and foresight. Next, we'll explore another dual-purpose marvel, the Pont du Gard aqueduct, which served as both a water channel and a road bridge. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how the Romans turned water management into an art form, ensuring their roads and their empire stood the test of time. Now, let's turn our attention to another masterpiece of Roman engineering, the Pont du Gard aqueduct. This incredible structure wasn't just a feat of hydraulic engineering. It also served as a functional road bridge, showcasing the Romans' ability to combine practicality with architectural grandeur. Built in the 1st century, the Pont du Gard was part of a larger aqueduct system designed to transport water from a spring near Uzes to the bustling city of Nimes, covering a distance of over 30 miles. But what makes this aqueduct truly remarkable is its dual-purpose design, allowing it to carry water while also providing a passage for travelers and traders. The Pont du Gard stands as a testament to Roman precision and innovation. Rising nearly 160 feet above the Garden River, it consists of 3 tiers of arches, each meticulously constructed to distribute weight and withstand the test of time. The lower tier served as a bridge, enabling people and goods to cross the river, while the upper tiers carried the aqueduct channel. This ingenious design not only saved resources but also maximized the utility of the structure, embodying the Roman philosophy of efficiency and multifunctionality. What's equally impressive is the level of craftsmanship involved. The aqueduct was built without mortar, relying instead on precisely cut stones that fit together seamlessly. This technique not only enhanced the structure's durability, but also allowed it to adapt to natural movements, such as shifts in the riverbed. The Romans' understanding of materials and their environment is evident in every detail, from the gentle slope of the aqueduct channel to the careful alignment of the arches. Today, the Pont du Gard is not just a relic of the past but a living symbol of Roman ingenuity. It has been remarkably well preserved, thanks in part to its robust construction and the efforts of modern conservationists. Recognized as an UNESCO World Heritage Site, it attracts millions of visitors each year, offering a glimpse into the engineering prowess of ancient Rome. Its modern significance extends beyond tourism. It serves as a reminder of how advanced Roman infrastructure was and how their innovations continue to inspire engineers and architects today. As we marvel at the Pont du Gard, it's clear that the Romans didn't just build structures, they created enduring legacies. Their ability to blend form and function, as seen in this aqueduct bridge hybrid, reflects a level of foresight and creativity that remains unmatched. Next, we'll delve into another vital artery of the Roman Empire, the Via Augusta, a road that connected the Adriatic Sea to Byzantium and played a pivotal role in linking the eastern and western parts of the empire. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how the Pont du Gard stands as a timeless testament to Roman engineering brilliance. Shifting our focus to another monumental achievement, let's explore the Via Augusta, a road that served as a vital lifeline between the Adriatic Sea and Byzantium. Stretching over 600 miles, this road was more than just a pathway. It was a strategic masterpiece that connected the eastern and western halves of the Roman Empire. Built in the 2nd century before the Common Era, the Via Augusta began at the port city of Dyrrhachium, modern-day Durrës in Albania, and extended all the way to Byzantium, which would later become Constantinople and is now Istanbul. This road wasn't just a feat of engineering, it was a symbol of unity, enabling the movement of armies, goods, and ideas across vast distances. The strategic importance of the Via Egnatia cannot be overstated. It served as a critical artery for military campaigns, allowing Roman legions to move swiftly between the empire's eastern and western frontiers. This rapid mobilization was key to maintaining control over such a vast territory, especially during times of conflict or rebellion. Beyond its military value, the road also facilitated trade, linking the rich markets of the eastern Mediterranean with the resources of the west. Merchants, travelers, and diplomats relied on the Via Egnatia to transport everything from olive oil and wine to spices and silk, fostering economic prosperity and cultural exchange. What made the Via Egnatia particularly remarkable was its ability to traverse challenging terrain. The road crossed mountains, rivers, and valleys, showcasing the Romans' expertise in adapting to diverse landscapes. Engineers constructed bridges carved through rock and laid down durable surfaces to ensure the road remained functional year-round. Along the way, they established milestones to mark distances and roadside stations to provide rest and supplies for travelers. These features not only enhanced the road's practicality, but also reinforced the Roman presence in the regions it passed through. The Via Egnatia also played a pivotal role in shaping the empire's cultural and political landscape. As a conduit for communication, it allowed messages, decrees, and news to travel quickly between Rome and its eastern provinces. This connectivity helped maintain the cohesion of the empire, even as it expanded to its greatest extent. Over time, the road became a symbol of Roman authority and ingenuity, leaving a lasting legacy that extended beyond the fall of the empire. In fact, parts of the Via Egnatia continued to be used for centuries, influencing the development of trade routes and infrastructure in the Byzantine and Ottoman periods. As we reflect on the Via Egnatia, it's clear that this road was more than just a physical structure. It was a testament to the Romans' vision of a connected and unified empire. Its strategic importance, engineering brilliance, and enduring legacy make it one of the most astonishing feats of Roman road building. Next, we'll uncover how the Romans adapted to local materials, using whatever resources were available to construct roads that could withstand the test of time and terrain. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how the Via Egnatia bridged not just distances, but cultures and civilizations, leaving an indelible mark on history. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most ingenious aspects of Roman road building: their ability to adapt to local materials. Roman engineers were masters of resourcefulness, and they didn't rely on a one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, they used whatever materials were readily available in the region, tailoring their construction methods to suit the local environment. This adaptability not only made their roads more durable, but also ensured they could be built efficiently, even in the most challenging conditions. In Italy, for example, volcanic rock was a common resource, and the Romans made excellent use of it. The volcanic basalt found in regions like the Alban Hills was incredibly hard and resistant to wear, making it perfect for paving roads. The famous Appian Way, which we discussed earlier, was paved with these volcanic stones, giving it the strength to endure centuries of heavy use. But the Romans didn't stop there. They also used volcanic ash to create a type of concrete, which they incorporated into road foundations to add extra stability. This innovative use of local materials allowed them to build roads that were not only functional but also remarkably long-lasting. When the Romans expanded into Britain, they faced a very different set of challenges. The terrain was often wet and marshy, and the local materials were nothing like the volcanic rock of Italy. Here, they turned to limestone, which was abundant in many parts of the island. Limestone was easier to quarry and shape than basalt, and it provided a solid surface for roads in areas where the ground was less stable. The Fosse Way, one of the major Roman roads in Britain, was constructed using locally sourced limestone. demonstrating how the Romans adapted their techniques to suit the conditions they encountered. But the Romans didn't just rely on stone. In regions where stone was scarce, they used gravel, sand, and even compacted earth to create road surfaces. In some cases, they layered these materials to create a sturdy foundation, topped with a smoother surface for easier travel. This flexibility allowed them to build roads in areas where other civilizations might have struggled, extending their network across deserts, forests, and mountains. What's truly remarkable is how the Romans combined their engineering expertise with a deep understanding of local resources. They didn't just build roads, they built roads that were perfectly suited to their surroundings. This approach not only saved time and resources, but also ensured that their roads could withstand the unique challenges of each region. Whether it was volcanic rock in Italy, limestone in Britain, or gravel in the deserts of North Africa, the Romans knew how to make the most of what they had. As we marvel at their ingenuity, it's worth noting that this adaptability was a key factor in the longevity of Roman roads. By using local materials, they created infrastructure that was both practical and sustainable, a lesson that still resonates with engineers today. Next, we'll explore how these roads were supported by a network of roadside stations, providing rest and resources for travelers on their journeys. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how the Romans turned the resources of the land into pathways that connected an empire. Now, let's shift our focus to the unsung heroes of the Roman road network, the roadside stations known as mansions and mutations. These stations were the backbone of long-distance travel, providing essential services that kept the empire connected and moving. Imagine embarking on a journey across the vast Roman Empire without modern conveniences like gas stations or motels. That's where these stations came in, offering travelers a place to rest, refuel, and recharge, both themselves and their animals. Mansions were the larger of the two, functioning much like modern-day inns or service stations. They were spaced roughly every 20 to 30 miles along major roads, a distance calculated to match a day's travel by horse or carriage. At these stations, weary travelers could find lodging, food, and even basic medical care. For those traveling on official business, mansions often provided more luxurious accommodations, complete with baths and dining halls. These stations weren't just about comfort, though. They were also hubs of activity where merchants, soldiers, and government officials could exchange news, conduct business, and plan the next leg of their journey. Smaller and more frequent were the mutations, which served as quick-stop stations for changing horses or making minor repairs. These were spaced about every 8 to 12 miles, ensuring that travelers could swap out tired animals for fresh ones without losing too much time. The mutations were vital for maintaining the speed and efficiency of the Roman postal system, which relied on a network of couriers to deliver messages across the empire. Without these stations, the rapid communication that held the empire together would have been impossible. But the roadside stations weren't just practical, they were also a testament to Roman organization and foresight. Each station was carefully planned and maintained with a steady supply of food, water, and equipment. The Romans even established a system of accountability, with officials responsible for ensuring that the stations were well stocked and in good repair. This attention to detail meant that travelers could rely on these stations, no matter how remote their location. What's truly fascinating is how these stations reflected the Roman commitment to connectivity. They weren't just isolated stops along a road. They were part of a larger system designed to keep people and goods moving smoothly across vast distances. Whether you were a merchant transporting goods, a soldier on a mission, or a government courier delivering urgent news, the mansions and mutations were there to support you every step of the way. As we reflect on these roadside stations, it's clear that they were more than just rest stops. They were lifelines that sustained the Roman Empire's vast network of roads. Next, we'll delve into the military roads, which played a crucial role in the empire's expansion and control. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how these humble stations kept the wheels of an empire turning. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most critical aspects of Roman engineering, the military roads. These roads were not just pathways for trade and travel. They were the arteries of the Roman Empire's military might, enabling rapid troop movements and ensuring control over newly conquered territories. Among the most famous of these roads is the Feats Way in Britain, a striking example of how Roman engineering served the empire's strategic needs. The Feats Way stretched across what is now modern-day England, linking key military outposts and settlements. Built shortly after the Roman invasion of Britain in the 1st century, this road was designed to secure the newly conquered lands. Its route followed a natural ridge, providing a clear line of sight and making it easier to monitor and defend against potential threats. This wasn't just a road, it was a statement of Roman authority, a physical reminder of the empire's reach and power. But the Feats Way was more than just a defensive measure. It allowed Roman legions to move quickly and efficiently across the landscape, responding to rebellions or invasions with remarkable speed. In a time when communication and logistics were limited by distance, these roads gave the Roman military a decisive advantage. Troops could march from one end of the empire to the other, carrying supplies, weapons, and reinforcements wherever they were needed. This mobility was key to maintaining control over vast and often unruly territories. What's fascinating is how these military roads were integrated into the broader Roman road network. They weren't isolated routes but part of a larger system that connected cities, forts, and supply depots. This integration allowed the empire to project its power far beyond its borders, ensuring that even the most remote regions remained under Roman influence. The roads also facilitated the movement of goods and information, making them vital not just for military purposes but for the empire's economic and administrative functions as well. The construction of these roads was a testament to Roman ingenuity. Engineers carefully planned their routes, often choosing paths that minimized obstacles and maximized efficiency. They built bridges to cross rivers, cut through hills to create level surfaces, and even laid drainage systems to prevent flooding. Every detail was designed to ensure that the roads could withstand heavy use and harsh conditions, whether it was the weight of marching soldiers or the wear and tear of supply wagons. As we consider the legacy of these military roads, it's clear that they were more than just infrastructure. They were tools of empire. They enabled the Romans to conquer, control, and connect their vast territories in ways that were unprecedented at the time. And while the empire may have fallen, the roads they built continue to shape the landscapes and lives of people today. Next, we'll explore another marvel of Roman engineering, the curved bridges that stood the test of time. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how these military roads laid the foundation for one of history's greatest empires. Now, let's shift our focus to another remarkable achievement of Roman engineering, the curved bridges. These structures were not just functional, they were masterpieces of design and durability, built to endure the test of time and the forces of nature. Among the most iconic examples is the Alcantara Bridge in Spain, a stunning testament to Roman ingenuity that still stands strong after nearly 2,000 years. The Alcantara Bridge spans the Tagus River, and its graceful arches are a marvel of precision and strength. What makes this bridge so extraordinary is its ability to withstand both the weight of heavy traffic and the powerful floods that occasionally sweep through the region. The Romans achieved this by carefully calculating the curve of the arches, which distributed the weight evenly and allowed the structure to remain stable even under immense pressure. This wasn't just a bridge, it was a solution to one of the most challenging problems of ancient engineering. But the brilliance of Roman curved bridges goes beyond their ability to endure. These structures were also designed with aesthetics in mind. The gentle curves of the arches created a sense of harmony and balance, blending seamlessly with the natural landscape. This combination of form and function was a hallmark of Roman engineering, reflecting their belief that even the most utilitarian structures should inspire awe and admiration. What's equally impressive is how these bridges were constructed. Roman engineers used advanced techniques such as the voussoir arch, where wedge-shaped stones were carefully fitted together to create a self-supporting structure. They also employed hydraulic concrete, a material that could set underwater, allowing them to build foundations in rivers and streams. These innovations ensured that the bridges could withstand not only the weight of carts, soldiers, and animals, but also the relentless flow of water over centuries. The Alcantara Bridge, for example, has survived countless floods, wars, and even attempts at demolition during conflicts. Its resilience is a testament to the skill and foresight of its builders. The bridge's central arch, which rises over 150 feet above the river, is a breathtaking sight, reminding us of the Romans' ability to conquer not just land but also the elements. These curved bridges were more than just crossings, they were lifelines. They connected cities, facilitated trade, and allowed armies to move swiftly across rivers that would otherwise have been impassable. In many ways, they were as vital to the empire's infrastructure as the roads themselves. And like the roads, they left a lasting legacy, influencing bridge design for centuries to come. As we marvel at these ancient structures, it's worth noting how they reflect the Romans' deep understanding of both engineering and the natural world. They didn't just build bridges, they created works of art that harmonized with their surroundings and stood as symbols of their civilization's enduring strength. Next, we'll dive into another ingenious aspect of Roman road engineering: the sophisticated drainage systems that kept their roads functional in all weather conditions. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how these curved bridges bridged not just rivers but also the gap between the ancient and modern worlds. Now, let's turn our attention to another ingenious feature of Roman engineering: the roadside drainage systems. While the roads themselves were marvels of construction, it was the cleverly designed drainage systems that ensured they remained functional and durable, even in the face of heavy rains and flooding. These systems were a testament to the Romans' understanding of hydrology and their commitment to building infrastructure that could withstand the elements. At the heart of these drainage systems were ditches and culverts. Alongside nearly every Roman road, you'd find carefully dug ditches running parallel to the path. These ditches served a dual purpose. They collected rainwater and directed it away from the road surface, preventing water from pooling and eroding the foundation. But the Romans didn't stop there. They also installed culverts, small tunnels or channels beneath the roads to allow water to flow across without disrupting the surface. This combination of above-ground and underground drainage ensured that water was efficiently managed, no matter the weather. The design of these systems was both practical and forward-thinking. The ditches were often lined with stones or gravel to prevent erosion, while the culverts were constructed using durable materials like stone or concrete. In some cases, the Romans even built arched culverts, which not only allowed water to pass through but also provided additional structural support to the road above. This attention to detail meant that even during heavy storms, the roads remained passable and intact. One of the most impressive aspects of these drainage systems was their adaptability. Roman engineers tailored their designs to the local environment, taking into account factors like rainfall patterns, soil type, and terrain. In areas prone to flooding, they built deeper and wider ditches, while in regions with less rainfall, the systems were more modest but still effective. This flexibility ensured that the roads could function reliably across the vast and varied landscapes of the Roman Empire. The impact of these drainage systems extended far beyond the roads themselves. By preventing water damage, they reduced the need for frequent repairs, saving time and resources. They also helped maintain the road's smooth surfaces, making travel faster and safer for everyone, from merchants transporting goods to soldiers on the move. In a sense, these drainage systems were the unsung heroes of Roman infrastructure, quietly ensuring the longevity and efficiency of the empire's vast road network. As we reflect on these engineering feats, it's clear that the Romans didn't just build roads, they built systems. Every element, from the layered construction to the drainage solutions, was carefully planned and executed to create infrastructure that was as resilient as it was revolutionary. Next, we'll explore another remarkable innovation, the Via Traiana, a road that redefined travel efficiency in the ancient world. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how these drainage systems kept the Roman roads and the empire itself moving forward, rain or shine. Now let's journey to the Via Traiana, a road that redefined travel efficiency in the ancient Roman world. Built during the reign of Emperor Trajan in the early 2nd century, this road was designed as a faster, more direct route between Rome and Brindisi, a key port city in southern Italy. While the Appian Way was already a marvel of its time, the Via Traiana offered a more streamlined path, cutting through challenging terrain and reducing travel time significantly. The Via Traiana wasn't just a shorter route, it was a smarter one. Roman engineers carefully planned its course to avoid steep hills and marshy areas, making it easier for travelers and merchants to navigate. This road stretched approximately 200 miles, passing through towns like Benevento and Canossa, and connecting vital regions of the empire. By providing a more efficient link to Brindisi, the Via Traiana became a crucial artery for trade, military movements, and communication. One of the most remarkable features of the Via Traiana was its bridges. To cross rivers and valleys, Roman engineers constructed sturdy stone bridges, some of which still stand today. These bridges were not only functional but also works of art, showcasing the empire's engineering prowess. Along the road, travelers would have found milestones marking distances, roadside stations for rest and repairs, and even small settlements that grew around the route. The impact of the Via Traiana extended far beyond its immediate purpose. By improving travel efficiency, it boosted trade between Rome and the eastern provinces, as goods could be transported more quickly to Brindisi for shipment across the Adriatic Sea. It also strengthened military logistics, allowing troops to move swiftly in times of conflict. For everyday travelers, the road offered a safer and more reliable journey, free from the delays and hazards of older routes. What makes the Via Traiana truly fascinating is how it reflects the Romans' ability to adapt and innovate. While the Appian Way was a monumental achievement, the Via Traiana showed that the empire was always looking for ways to improve its infrastructure. This road wasn't just about connecting 2 points, it was about creating a system that worked better, faster, and more efficiently. As we move forward, we'll uncover another engineering marvel, the use of concrete in Roman road construction, a material that revolutionized durability and maintenance. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how the Via Traiana exemplified the Roman commitment to progress, proving that even their greatest achievements could be refined and improved upon. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most groundbreaking innovations in Roman engineering, the use of concrete in road construction. While the Romans are often celebrated for their stone-paved highways, their mastery of concrete played a pivotal role in shaping urban infrastructure and ensuring the longevity of their roads. This material, known as opus cementitium, was a game-changer, offering unmatched durability and ease of maintenance, especially in bustling city centers. Roman concrete was a carefully crafted mixture of lime, volcanic ash, and small stones, creating a material that was both strong and versatile. Unlike the stone slabs used in rural roads, concrete allowed engineers to create smooth, even surfaces that could withstand heavy traffic and harsh weather conditions. In urban areas where roads were subjected to constant use by carts, pedestrians, and animals, this innovation was nothing short of revolutionary. One of the key advantages of concrete was its ability to be poured and molded into any shape, making it ideal for constructing complex road networks in cities. Roman engineers used it to build raised sidewalks, drainage channels, and even underground tunnels, seamlessly integrating these features into the urban landscape. The material's flexibility also meant that repairs could be carried out quickly and efficiently, minimizing disruptions to daily life. But what truly set Roman concrete apart was its durability. Thanks to the inclusion of volcanic ash, the material had a unique self-healing property. When exposed to moisture, the ash would react with the lime, creating new crystals that filled in cracks and strengthened the structure over time. This meant that roads built with concrete could last for centuries, a testament to the Romans' forward-thinking approach to engineering. The use of concrete wasn't just practical, it was transformative. By adopting this material, the Romans were able to create roads that were not only functional but also aesthetically pleasing. Smooth, well-maintained streets became a hallmark of Roman cities, reflecting the empire's commitment to order, efficiency, and beauty. This innovation also influenced later civilizations, laying the groundwork for modern construction techniques. As we continue our journey through the engineering marvels of Roman roads, we'll next explore the bustling roadside inns that sprang up along these routes, offering travelers food, lodging, and a glimpse into the vibrant culture of the empire. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how the Romans' use of concrete reshaped urban life, proving once again that their ingenuity knew no bounds. Now, let's step off the road for a moment and into the lively world of Roman roadside inns known as tabernae. These bustling establishments were far more than just places to rest. They were hubs of activity, offering weary travelers food, shelter, and even entertainment. Along the vast network of Roman roads, these inns became essential stops, fostering not only commerce but also a sense of community among those journeying across the empire. The tabernae were strategically placed along major routes, often at intervals that matched a day's travel. This thoughtful placement ensured that travelers, whether merchants, soldiers, or ordinary citizens, could find a place to rest and recharge. The inns typically offered basic accommodations, such as simple rooms or shared sleeping spaces, along with hearty meals that often included bread, wine, and locally sourced ingredients. For those traveling with animals, stables were also available, ensuring both travelers and their mounts were well cared for. But the tabernae were more than just practical rest stops, they were social centers. Here, travelers from all corners of the empire could exchange news, share stories, and even strike business deals. Merchants used these inns as meeting points to negotiate trade agreements, while soldiers might discuss military strategies or simply unwind after a long march. The atmosphere was often lively, with entertainment such as music, storytelling, or even gambling adding to the sense of camaraderie. The role of these inns in fostering commerce cannot be overstated. By providing reliable places to rest and resupply, they enabled the smooth flow of goods and people across vast distances. Merchants transporting goods like olive oil, wine, or textiles could plan their journeys around these stops, knowing they'd find food, shelter, and even potential customers along the way. This network of inns effectively turned the Roman roads into more than just pathways. They became arteries of trade, connecting markets and economies across the empire. Interestingly, the tabernae also reflected the diversity of the Roman world. Travelers from different regions brought their customs, languages, and cuisines, creating a melting pot of cultures at each inn. This cultural exchange not only enriched the experience of travel, but also helped spread ideas and innovations across the empire. In many ways, these roadside inns were microcosms of Roman society, showcasing its interconnectedness and dynamism. As we move forward, we'll delve into the engineering marvels of Roman roads through the Alps, where the empire's ingenuity faced some of its greatest challenges. But for now, let's appreciate how the humble tabernae played a vital role in keeping the wheels of commerce and civilization turning along the Roman roads. Now, let's shift our focus to one of the most awe-inspiring feats of Roman engineering, the roads that carved their way through the formidable Alps. These mountain passes were no small challenge, but the Romans, with their characteristic ingenuity, turned these rugged landscapes into vital arteries of their empire. Among the most famous of these routes was the Via Augusta, a road that connected northern Italy to the Danube River, bridging the heart of the empire with its northern frontiers. The Alps presented a daunting obstacle with their steep slopes, unpredictable weather, and treacherous terrain. Yet, the Romans saw these mountains not as barriers but as opportunities. To conquer the Alps, they employed a combination of meticulous planning, advanced engineering techniques, and sheer determination. The Via Augusta, for instance, was a masterpiece of road construction, winding through valleys, scaling cliffs, and crossing rivers with a precision that still astonishes engineers today. One of the key challenges was dealing with the steep gradients of the mountain passes. Roman engineers solved this by designing roads with gentle inclines, using switchbacks and zigzag patterns to make the ascent and descent manageable for both travelers and their animals. This careful design not only made the journey safer but also allowed for the efficient movement of goods and troops, even in the harshest conditions. Another remarkable aspect of these alpine roads was their durability. The Romans built them to last using locally sourced stone and robust construction methods. They cut into the mountainside to create stable foundations, built retaining walls to prevent landslides, and even carved tunnels through solid rock when necessary. These features ensured that the roads could withstand the test of time and the relentless forces of nature. The Via Augusta wasn't just a feat of engineering, it was a lifeline for the empire. It facilitated trade, allowing goods like wine, olive oil, and metals to flow between Italy and the northern provinces. It also played a crucial role in military logistics, enabling the rapid movement of troops to defend the empire's borders. Beyond its practical uses, the road symbolized Roman ambition and their ability to tame even the most untamed landscapes. As we marvel at these alpine roads, it's worth reflecting on the sheer scale of the Roman achievement. They didn't just build roads, they reshaped the very geography of Europe, connecting distant regions and fostering unity across the empire. Next, we'll explore how this same ingenuity extended to the urban centers, where Roman roads formed the backbone of city life. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate the audacity and skill it took to conquer the Alps, one stone at a time. Now, let's step away from the rugged mountain passes and into the bustling heart of Roman cities, where another marvel of engineering awaited the urban road grids. While the Alpine roads showcased the Romans' ability to conquer nature, their urban road systems demonstrated their mastery of organization and efficiency. Cities like Pompeii stand as perfect examples of how Roman engineers transformed chaotic urban spaces into models of order and functionality. The grid-like layout of Roman urban roads was no accident. It was a deliberate design choice rooted in practicality and foresight. Streets were laid out in straight lines, intersecting at right angles to form a network of blocks or insulae. This system wasn't just visually pleasing. It was a blueprint for efficient movement, commerce, and city planning. Imagine walking through Pompeii, where every street led somewhere purposeful and every corner offered a clear path forward. This was urban planning at its finest. One of the key advantages of the grid system was its simplicity. By dividing the city into uniform blocks, the Romans made navigation easy for both residents and visitors. Major roads known as Cardo and Decumanus ran north-south and east-west, serving as the main arteries of the city. These roads were wider and often lined with shops, temples, and public buildings, creating vibrant hubs of activity. Smaller streets branched off from these main thoroughfares, connecting neighborhoods and ensuring that no part of the city was isolated. But the grid system wasn't just about convenience, it was also about control. The orderly layout allowed authorities to manage the city more effectively, from policing to firefighting. In the event of an emergency, such as a fire or riot, the straight, wide streets provided clear routes for response teams. This level of planning was revolutionary for its time and set a standard that many modern cities still follow. Another fascinating aspect of Roman urban roads was their integration with other infrastructure. Streets were equipped with raised sidewalks, stepping stones for pedestrians to cross during rain, and even drainage systems to manage water runoff. These features not only improved daily life but also showcased the Romans' attention to detail. They didn't just build roads, they created an entire ecosystem that supported urban living. The grid system also played a crucial role in fostering social and economic activity. By concentrating public spaces and markets along the main roads, the Romans encouraged interaction and commerce. This design made cities like Pompeii not just places to live but vibrant centers of culture and trade. It's no wonder that the grid layout became a hallmark of Roman urban planning, influencing cities across the empire and beyond. As we reflect on the urban road grids, it's clear that the Romans were not just builders, they were visionaries. Their ability to blend practicality with innovation transformed cities into thriving, interconnected communities. Next, we'll turn our attention to another fascinating feature of Roman roads: the roadside shrines that served as both spiritual landmarks and navigational aids. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how the grid system laid the foundation for modern urban planning, proving that the Romans were truly ahead of their time. Now, let's shift our focus from the bustling urban grids to the quieter, yet equally significant features of Roman roads: the roadside shrines. These small but meaningful structures, known as lares compitales, were more than just places of worship. They were integral to the Roman way of life, blending spirituality with practicality in a way that only the Romans could. The lares compitales were shrines dedicated to the lares, the guardian spirits of crossroads and boundaries. Positioned at key points along the roads, these shrines served as both religious markers and navigational aids. For travelers, they were a comforting sight, offering a place to pause, reflect, and seek protection for the journey ahead. Imagine walking along a Roman road, weary from hours of travel, and coming across one of these shrines. It wasn't just a place to pray, it was a reminder that you were on the right path, both literally and spiritually. These shrines were often simple in design, featuring small altars or statues of the lares. Yet, their simplicity belied their importance. They were maintained by local communities who saw them as vital to the safety and well-being of travelers. In a world without modern signage or GPS, these shrines provided a sense of direction and reassurance. They marked intersections, milestones, and other key points, helping travelers navigate the vast network of Roman roads with confidence. But the lares compitales were more than just waypoints. They also played a role in fostering a sense of community. During festivals like the Compitalia, locals would gather at these shrines to honor the lares and celebrate their shared connection to the land and its spirits. These gatherings were a reminder that the roads weren't just about movement, they were about connection, bringing people together across distances and generations. The placement of these shrines also reflected the Romans' deep respect for the land and its boundaries. By honoring the lares at crossroads, they acknowledged the significance of these liminal spaces where paths diverged and decisions had to be made. It was a way of infusing the journey with meaning, turning every step into a spiritual as well as a physical experience. As we consider the lares compitales, it's clear that the Romans saw their roads as more than just infrastructure. They were pathways of faith, community, and identity. These shrines remind us that the Roman roads were not just about getting from one place to another, they were about the journey itself and the connections forged along the way. Next, we'll explore another ingenious feature of Roman roads: the cambered surfaces that ensured their durability and functionality. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how these humble shrines added depth and meaning to the Roman traveler's experience. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most ingenious yet often overlooked features of Roman roads: the cambered surfaces. This subtle but brilliant design element played a crucial role in ensuring the roads remained functional and durable for centuries. Unlike flat surfaces which could trap water and lead to erosion or puddling, Roman roads were built with a slight curve or camber that allowed rainwater to drain off the sides. This simple yet effective solution showcased the Romans' deep understanding of engineering and their ability to adapt to the challenges of their environment. The cambered design wasn't just about preventing water damage, it was about preserving the integrity of the road itself. By directing water away from the surface, the Romans minimized the risk of erosion, which could weaken the road's foundation over time. This was especially important in regions with heavy rainfall, where standing water could quickly turn a road into a muddy, impassable mess. The camber ensured that even during downpours, the roads remained firm and reliable, allowing travelers and merchants to move freely without interruption. What's fascinating is how the Romans achieved this design. They carefully calculated the angle of the camber, ensuring it was steep enough to drain water effectively, but not so steep that it made the road uneven or difficult to traverse. This balance required precise planning and execution, highlighting the skill of Roman engineers. The camber was integrated into the multi-layered construction of the roads, working in harmony with the statumen, ruderatio, nucleus, and summum dorsum to create a surface that was both durable and practical. The benefits of the cambered design extended beyond functionality. By preventing water from pooling on the surface, the Romans also reduced the risk of accidents. Slippery, waterlogged roads could be dangerous for both pedestrians and carts, but the camber ensured that the surface remained safe and stable, even in wet conditions. This attention to detail reflects the Romans' commitment to creating infrastructure that was not only efficient but also safe for everyone who used it. As we reflect on the cambered surfaces of Roman roads, it's clear that this innovation was a testament to their forward-thinking approach. They didn't just build roads, they built solutions to the challenges of their time. The cambered design is a reminder that even the smallest details can have a profound impact, ensuring that these ancient roads stood the test of time. Next, we'll explore another remarkable feature of Roman engineering, the Via Flaminia, a major road that connected Rome to the Adriatic coast and played a pivotal role in trade and military logistics. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how the Romans' mastery of cambered surfaces kept their roads functional, safe, and enduring for generations. Now, shifting our focus to another monumental achievement of Roman engineering, we arrive at the Via Flaminia. This road, stretching from Rome to the Adriatic coast, was more than just a pathway. It was a lifeline for trade, communication, and military strategy. Constructed in 220 BC under the direction of Gaius Flaminius, the Via Flaminia was designed to connect Rome with the vital port city of Rimini, ensuring that goods, troops, and information could flow seamlessly across the empire. The Via Flaminia was a marvel of planning and execution. Spanning approximately 210 miles, it cut through diverse terrains, from the rolling hills of central Italy to the rugged Apennine Mountains. Roman engineers faced significant challenges in building this road, including steep slopes and river crossings, but their ingenuity prevailed. They constructed sturdy bridges such as the Ponte Milvio near Rome and carved pathways through mountains, ensuring the road remained passable year-round. This level of precision and adaptability was a hallmark of Roman engineering, allowing the Via Flaminia to serve as a reliable artery for centuries. One of the key roles of the Via Flaminia was its contribution to trade. By linking Rome to the Adriatic Sea, it provided access to maritime routes that connected the empire to the eastern Mediterranean and beyond. Merchants transporting goods like olive oil, wine, and grain relied on this road to move their products efficiently. The road also facilitated the movement of luxury items such as silk and spices, which were highly prized in Rome. This flow of goods not only enriched the Roman economy, but also helped sustain the empire's growing population. Equally important was the Via Flaminia's role in military logistics. As Rome expanded its territories, the ability to move troops quickly and efficiently became crucial. The Via Flaminia allowed legions to march from Rome to the northern frontiers in record time, reinforcing defenses and quelling rebellions. During times of conflict, the road became a strategic asset, enabling the rapid deployment of soldiers and supplies. Its importance was underscored during the Second Punic War, when it served as a critical route for transporting troops and resources to counter Hannibal's invasion. Beyond its practical uses, the Via Flaminia also held cultural and symbolic significance. It was a road of conquest and connection, embodying Rome's ambition to unify its vast territories. Along its route, travelers would encounter milestones, roadside shrines, and even tombs of notable figures, each telling a story of the empire's history and achievements. The road itself became a symbol of Roman power and ingenuity, a testament to their ability to overcome geographical barriers and create lasting infrastructure. As we consider the legacy of the Via Flaminia, it's clear that this road was far more than a simple thoroughfare. It was a vital link in the Roman network, supporting trade, enabling military campaigns, and fostering cultural exchange. Its construction and enduring use reflect the Romans' unparalleled skill in engineering and their vision for a connected empire. Next, we'll delve into another fascinating aspect of Roman roads: how milestones were used not just to mark distances, but also as tools of imperial propaganda. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how the Via Flaminia shaped the course of Roman history, proving that even the longest journeys begin with a single, well-built road. Now, let's turn our attention to a fascinating and often overlooked aspect of Roman roads: the milestones. These stone markers, placed at regular intervals along the roads, served a dual purpose. Not only did they measure distances, but they also became powerful tools of imperial propaganda. Imagine walking along a Roman road and coming across a towering stone pillar inscribed with the name and titles of the emperor. It wasn't just a marker of distance, it was a reminder of who ruled the empire and the reach of their power. Roman milestones were more than practical tools for travelers. They were carefully crafted to reinforce the authority of the emperor. Each milestone typically bore inscriptions that included the emperor's name, titles, and achievements. For example, a milestone might declare, "Under the rule of Emperor Augustus, the great conqueror and bringer of peace, this road was built." These inscriptions weren't just informative, they were deliberate acts of propaganda, designed to remind everyone who passed by of the emperor's greatness and the stability of his reign. This practice wasn't just about vanity, it was a strategic way to maintain control over a vast and diverse empire. By placing these markers along roads that connected far-flung provinces, the Roman government ensured that even in the most remote areas, people were constantly reminded of their allegiance to Rome. The milestones became symbols of unity, linking distant regions to the heart of the empire and reinforcing the idea that Rome's authority was everywhere, even in the farthest corners of its territory. The inscriptions on milestones also served to highlight the emperor's role as a benefactor. Many markers included details about road repairs or new constructions, emphasizing the emperor's commitment to improving infrastructure for his people. This wasn't just about boasting, it was a way to build loyalty and gratitude among the citizens. After all, who wouldn't feel a sense of appreciation when traveling on a well-maintained road, knowing it was the result of the emperor's generosity? Interestingly, the milestones also reflected the political climate of the time. When a new emperor came to power, older milestones were often updated or replaced to reflect the new ruler's name and titles. This practice ensured that the propaganda remained current and that no one could forget who was in charge. In some cases, the names of unpopular or overthrown emperors were deliberately erased from milestones, a practice known as damnatio memoriae, or condemnation of memory. This act of erasure was a powerful statement, reinforcing the idea that loyalty to the current ruler was absolute. The use of milestones as propaganda highlights the Romans' understanding of the power of symbols. These stone markers were more than just functional objects, they were instruments of control, designed to shape public perception and maintain order across the empire. They remind us that Roman roads were not just feats of engineering but also tools of governance, connecting people not only physically but also ideologically. As we reflect on the role of milestones, it's clear that they were an ingenious blend of practicality and politics. They measured distances, yes, but they also measured the reach of Roman power. Next, we'll explore another remarkable innovation, the use of wooden roads in marshy areas, a testament to Roman adaptability and resourcefulness. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how something as simple as a stone marker could carry such profound meaning, shaping the way people saw their world and their place within the empire. Now, let's shift our focus to one of the more unconventional yet ingenious solutions the Romans employed: wooden roads. While stone and concrete were the primary materials for Roman roads, there were times when even the most skilled engineers had to adapt to challenging environments. In marshy or waterlogged areas where traditional road construction methods would fail, the Romans turned to wood as a practical and effective alternative. These wooden roads, often referred to as corduroy roads, were constructed by laying logs side by side across swampy or soft ground. The logs were typically placed perpendicular to the direction of travel, creating a stable surface that could support the weight of carts, animals, and foot traffic. This method might sound simple, but it was a brilliant solution to a complex problem. The wooden planks distributed the weight evenly, preventing vehicles and travelers from sinking into the mud. It was a temporary fix, but one that worked remarkably well in areas where permanent stone roads were impractical. The use of wooden roads highlights the Romans' ability to adapt their engineering techniques to the environment. Marshes and wetlands posed significant challenges as the soft, unstable ground could not support heavy stone layers. By using wood, the Romans could quickly create passable routes through these difficult terrains, ensuring that trade and military movements were not hindered. These roads were particularly important in regions like Britain, where marshy landscapes were common, and in areas where rapid construction was needed during military campaigns. One of the most fascinating aspects of these wooden roads is their durability. Despite being made of a material we often associate with decay, the logs used were typically from local trees such as oak or pine, which were naturally resistant to rot. In some cases, the wood was even treated with tar or other preservatives to extend its lifespan. While these roads were not meant to last centuries like their stone counterparts, they served their purpose effectively for years, sometimes even decades, depending on the conditions. The construction of corduroy roads also demonstrates the Romans' logistical ingenuity. Transporting heavy stone materials to remote or difficult-to-reach areas would have been time-consuming and costly. Wood, on the other hand, was often readily available and easier to transport. This made wooden roads a cost-effective and efficient solution for temporary or secondary routes. They were especially useful in frontier regions where the empire was expanding and needed quick, reliable connections to newly conquered territories. Interestingly, the legacy of these wooden roads can still be seen today. In some parts of Europe, remnants of ancient Roman corduroy roads have been discovered preserved in peat bogs or waterlogged soils. These archaeological finds provide valuable insights into how the Romans tackled environmental challenges and adapted their engineering methods to suit the needs of the empire. The use of wooden roads is a testament to Roman resourcefulness and problem-solving. It shows that their engineering prowess wasn't just about grand, permanent structures, but also about finding practical solutions to immediate challenges. Next, we'll explore how Roman roads spurred the growth of roadside villages, transforming remote areas into bustling hubs of commerce and culture. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how something as humble as a wooden road could play such a vital role in connecting an empire. Now, let's turn our attention to how Roman roads didn't just connect cities, they also gave rise to entirely new communities. As the empire expanded, the roads became more than just pathways for travel. They became lifelines for the growth of roadside villages. These settlements, often starting as small clusters of homes or inns, quickly evolved into bustling hubs of commerce and culture, thanks to their strategic locations along major routes. The presence of a Roman road brought with it a steady flow of travelers, merchants, and soldiers. This constant movement of people created opportunities for trade and interaction, which in turn attracted more settlers. Villages sprang up near key points along the roads, such as crossroads, river crossings, or mountain passes. These locations were natural gathering spots where travelers could rest, resupply, and exchange goods. Over time, what began as simple rest stops grew into thriving communities. One of the key factors driving this growth was the economic activity generated by the roads. Merchants traveling long distances needed places to sell their goods, and local villagers provided markets, workshops, and services to meet their needs. Blacksmiths, potters, and weavers set up shops, while innkeepers and tavern owners offered food and lodging. This exchange of goods and services not only enriched the local economy, but also fostered a sense of connection between distant regions of the empire. Roadside villages also played a crucial role in the cultural exchange that defined the Roman world. As people from different parts of the empire passed through these settlements, they brought with them their customs, languages, and ideas. This melting pot of cultures helped spread Roman influence far and wide, while also allowing local traditions to flourish. In many ways, these villages became microcosms of the empire itself, diverse, interconnected, and vibrant. The growth of these villages was further supported by the infrastructure the Romans built along their roads. Aqueducts brought fresh water, while public fountains and baths provided essential amenities. Temples and shrines served as both religious centers and gathering places, reinforcing the social fabric of the community. The roads themselves were lined with milestones, which not only marked distances but also served as symbols of Roman authority and organization. Interestingly, many of these roadside villages outlasted the Roman Empire itself. Some grew into towns and cities that still exist today, their origins rooted in the ancient roads that once connected them. Others left behind archaeological evidence, such as ruins of inns, marketplaces, and workshops, offering a glimpse into the daily lives of those who lived and worked along these routes. The rise of roadside villages is a testament to the far-reaching impact of Roman roads. They weren't just engineering marvels, they were catalysts for social and economic transformation. By connecting people and places, these roads helped shape the cultural landscape of the ancient world. Next, we'll explore the Via Augusta, the first Roman road in Gaul, and its role in linking Italy to Spain through southern France. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how something as simple as a road could give birth to entire communities, leaving a legacy that endures to this day. Now, let's journey to the heart of ancient Gaul, where the Via Augusta stands as a testament to Roman ambition and ingenuity. Built in the 2nd century before the Common Era, the Via Augusta was the first major Roman road constructed in Gaul, modern-day France. Its purpose was clear: to create a direct and efficient route linking Italy to Spain, two vital regions of the growing Roman Empire. This road wasn't just a path, it was a lifeline that connected cultures, economies, and armies across vast distances. The Via Augusta stretched from the Alps in the east, near the Italian border, all the way to the Pyrenees in the west, where it connected with the Via Augusta in Spain. This seamless integration of roads allowed travelers, merchants, and soldiers to move smoothly from one end of the empire to the other. Imagine the bustling activity along this route: caravans of goods, troops on the march, and messengers carrying news from Rome to the farthest corners of the empire. The Via Augusta wasn't just a road, it was a symbol of Roman unity and control. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Via Augusta was its ability to adapt to the challenging terrain of southern France. Roman engineers carefully planned the route to navigate rivers, mountains, and forests, ensuring it remained functional year-round. They built sturdy bridges like the Pont Amboise to cross rivers and carved paths through rugged landscapes to maintain a straight and efficient course. This attention to detail ensured that the road could withstand the test of time, and indeed, sections of it are still visible today. The impact of the Via Augusta on the region was profound. It transformed southern Gaul into a thriving corridor of trade and communication. Cities like Narbonne, founded as a Roman colony, became major hubs along the route, benefiting from the constant flow of people and goods. The road also facilitated the spread of Roman culture, language, and governance, helping to integrate Gaul more fully into the empire. For the local Gallic tribes, the Via Augusta brought both opportunity and change as they adapted to the new realities of Roman rule. But the Via Augusta wasn't just about practicality, it also served as a powerful symbol of Roman authority. Milestones along the road bore inscriptions celebrating the emperors who commissioned its construction and maintenance, reinforcing their presence even in the most remote areas. These markers weren't just informational, they were statements of power, reminding travelers of the empire's reach and organization. Today, the legacy of the Via Augusta lives on. Modern highways in southern France often follow its ancient path, a testament to the enduring influence of Roman engineering. Archaeological sites along the route, such as the remains of bridges and milestones, offer a glimpse into the past, allowing us to walk in the footsteps of those who traveled this road thousands of years ago. The Via Augusta stands as a shining example of how Roman roads were more than just physical structures, they were instruments of connection, control, and cultural exchange. Next, we'll delve into the role of animal labor in Roman road construction, exploring how oxen, mules, and other animals helped bring these engineering marvels to life. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate the Via Augusta, a road that not only linked distant lands but also shaped the history of an entire region. Now, let's turn our attention to the unsung heroes of Roman road construction, the animals that made these engineering marvels possible. Oxen, mules, and other beasts of burden played a crucial role in building and maintaining the vast network of Roman roads. Without their strength and endurance, the transportation of heavy materials like stone, gravel, and timber would have been nearly impossible. Roman engineers relied heavily on oxen for their incredible pulling power. These sturdy animals were used to haul massive blocks of stone and other construction materials over long distances. Mules, known for their agility and ability to navigate rough terrain, were often employed in more challenging environments such as mountainous regions or dense forests. Together, these animals formed the backbone of the logistical operations that kept road construction moving forward. Transporting materials was no small feat. Imagine the sheer volume of stone needed to build just 1 mile of road. Thousands of tons had to be quarried, shaped, and moved to the construction site. This required a well-organized system of animal-drawn carts and sledges, often working in teams to distribute the weight and reduce strain on the animals. The Romans also built temporary roads or reinforced existing paths to ensure that these heavy loads could be transported efficiently. But the use of animal labor wasn't without its challenges. Feeding and caring for large numbers of oxen and mules required significant resources, including fodder, water, and skilled handlers. Animals could become exhausted or injured, slowing down progress and adding to the logistical complexity. In harsh weather conditions such as extreme heat or cold, the work became even more demanding both for the animals and their human overseers. Despite these challenges, the Romans developed innovative solutions to maximize efficiency. They established relay stations where animals could rest and be replaced with fresh teams, ensuring that construction materials kept moving. They also used specialized harnesses and yokes to distribute weight more evenly, reducing the risk of injury to the animals. These small but crucial adjustments highlight the Romans' attention to detail and their ability to adapt to the demands of large-scale engineering projects. The use of animal labor wasn't just about brute force, it was a testament to the Romans' ability to organize and manage complex operations. By harnessing the strength of oxen and mules, they were able to overcome the logistical hurdles of road construction, paving the way for an empire connected by durable, well-built roads. Next, we'll explore another fascinating aspect of Roman roads: the elaborate tombs that lined their routes, serving as both memorials and landmarks. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate the vital role these animals played in shaping the ancient world. Now let's journey along the Roman roads once more, but this time we'll pause to admire the striking monuments that lined their edges, the roadside tombs. These elaborate structures were far more than just resting places for the deceased. They were powerful symbols of status, memory, and navigation. Among the most famous is the tomb of the Scipios, a grand mausoleum that stood as a testament to one of Rome's most influential families. But what made these tombs so significant, and why were they placed along the roads? Roman roadside tombs served a dual purpose. First, they were memorials honoring the lives and achievements of the individuals buried within. Wealthy families, military leaders, and prominent citizens often commissioned these tombs to ensure their legacies endured. The tomb of the Scipios, for example, was a sprawling complex adorned with inscriptions and statues, celebrating the family's contributions to Rome's rise as a dominant power. These tombs were designed to impress with intricate carvings, towering columns, and sometimes even gardens, creating a lasting impression on travelers. But these tombs were more than just personal monuments, they also functioned as landmarks. In an era before modern signage, roadside tombs helped travelers navigate the vast network of Roman roads. Their imposing size and distinctive designs made them easy to spot from a distance, serving as reference points for distance and direction. Imagine a traveler on the Appian Way, passing by the tomb of the Scipios and knowing they were nearing Rome. These tombs became part of the road's identity, blending the practical with the symbolic. The placement of these tombs was no accident. Roman law dictated that burials had to occur outside city limits, which is why many tombs were built along the roads leading into urban centers. This created a striking visual effect: rows of grand monuments lining the approach to cities like Rome, almost like a ceremonial gateway. For travelers, these tombs were a reminder of the empire's grandeur and the individuals who helped shape it. Interestingly, the design of these tombs often reflected the status and personality of the deceased. Some featured elaborate frescoes depicting scenes from their lives, while others included inscriptions detailing their achievements. The tomb of the Scipios, for instance, showcased the family's military triumphs, reinforcing their role as defenders of Rome. These details not only honored the dead, but also communicated their importance to the living, ensuring their stories were remembered for generations. As we move forward, we'll uncover another layer of Roman ingenuity: the sacred roads that played a central role in religious and ceremonial life. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how these roadside tombs blended art, memory, and practicality, leaving an indelible mark on the landscape of ancient Rome. Now let's step onto one of the most revered paths in ancient Rome, the Via Sacra, or Sacred Way. This iconic road wasn't just a route for everyday travel, it was the heart of Rome's religious and ceremonial life. Stretching through the Roman Forum, the Via Sacra connected some of the city's most important temples, altars, and public spaces, making it a focal point for both worship and celebration. The Via Sacra's significance went far beyond its physical location. It was the stage for some of Rome's most spectacular events, including religious processions and triumphal marches. Imagine the grandeur of a Roman triumph, where victorious generals paraded through the city, displaying spoils of war and leading captured enemies along this sacred path. The road itself became a symbol of Rome's divine favor and military might, with every step taken on its stones reinforcing the empire's connection to the gods. Religious processions were another key feature of the Via Sacra. Priests, Vestal virgins, and worshippers would walk this road during festivals and rituals, carrying sacred objects and offerings to the temples. These processions weren't just acts of devotion, they were public displays of Rome's piety and unity, reminding citizens of their shared beliefs and the god's protection. The road's alignment with key religious sites, such as the Temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus and the Temple of Vesta, further emphasized its sacred role. What made the Via Sacra truly unique was its ability to blend the spiritual with the political. It wasn't just a road for the gods, it was a road for the people. Senators, emperors, and citizens alike walked its path, participating in ceremonies that celebrated Rome's identity and achievements. The road stones bore witness to centuries of history, from the earliest days of the Republic to the height of the Empire, making it a living testament to Rome's enduring legacy. As we leave the Via Sacra behind, we'll turn our attention to another remarkable feature of Roman roads: the use of cobblestones, which brought durability and elegance to urban streets. But for now, let's reflect on how the Via Sacra embodied the spirit of Rome, connecting the divine and the mortal in a way that few other roads ever could. Now, let's shift our focus to the streets beneath our feet, specifically the cobblestones that paved the way for urban life in ancient Rome. While Roman roads are often celebrated for their straight, well-engineered highways, it was the cobblestone streets within cities that brought both durability and elegance to daily life. These small, carefully placed stones transformed urban centers into bustling hubs of activity, and their legacy can still be seen in cities across Europe today. Cobblestones were more than just a practical solution for paving roads. They were a testament to Roman ingenuity. Made from hard, durable materials like basalt or granite, these stones were cut into uniform shapes and laid tightly together to create a smooth, stable surface. This design wasn't just about aesthetics, it was about functionality. Cobblestones could withstand heavy foot traffic, carts, and even the occasional flooding, making them ideal for the busy streets of Rome and other urban centers. One of the key advantages of cobblestone roads was their ability to handle water runoff. The gaps between the stones allowed rainwater to drain away, preventing puddles and reducing erosion. This feature was particularly important in cities where drainage systems were essential to maintaining clean and functional streets. The Romans didn't just build roads, they built systems that worked in harmony with their environment. But the influence of Roman cobblestones didn't stop at the borders of the empire. As Roman engineering spread across Europe, so did the use of cobblestones. Medieval and Renaissance cities adopted this durable paving method, and many of these streets still exist today, their stones worn smooth by centuries of use. From the winding alleys of Prague to the grand boulevards of Paris, the legacy of Roman cobblestones is a reminder of how their innovations shaped the world long after the empire fell. As we move forward, we'll explore another fascinating aspect of Roman roads: the roadside markets that sprang up along these ancient routes, bringing life and commerce to even the most remote corners of the empire. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate how something as simple as a cobblestone could leave such an enduring mark on history. Now, let's step into the vibrant world of commerce that thrived along the edges of Roman roads, the roadside markets or nundini. These bustling hubs of trade and activity were more than just places to buy and sell goods. They were the lifeblood of local and regional economies, connecting communities and fostering cultural exchange across the empire. The nundini were typically held every 8 days, following a cycle that allowed merchants and farmers to travel between towns and bring their goods to market. These markets weren't just random gatherings, they were carefully organized events that took advantage of the Roman road network. Traders could easily transport their wares from one town to the next, knowing that the roads would provide a reliable and efficient route. This regularity turned the nundini into essential meeting points for people from all walks of life, farmers selling fresh produce, artisans showcasing their crafts, and even entertainers performing for crowds. One of the most remarkable aspects of these markets was their ability to stimulate local economies. Farmers could sell surplus crops, artisans could find new customers, and townspeople could access goods that weren't available locally. This exchange of goods and services didn't just benefit individuals, it strengthened entire communities. The Nundini also played a crucial role in spreading Roman culture and ideas. As people traveled from market to market, they brought with them not only goods but also stories, customs, and innovations, creating a sense of unity across the vast empire. But the impact of these markets extended beyond economics. They were social hubs where people gathered to exchange news, celebrate festivals, and build relationships. Imagine the lively atmosphere, vendors calling out to passers-by, the aroma of freshly baked bread, and the sound of laughter and music filling the air. These markets were more than just places to shop. They were spaces where the empire's diverse cultures intersected and thrived. The legacy of the Nundini can still be seen today in the vibrant marketplaces that dot towns and cities across Europe and beyond. From the bustling bazaars of the Mediterranean to the farmers' markets of modern cities, the spirit of the Roman roadside markets lives on. As we continue our journey through the engineering marvels of Roman roads, let's take a moment to appreciate how these markets transformed simple trade routes into dynamic centers of life and connection. Next, we'll delve into the Via Aemilia, a key road that shaped the landscape of northern Italy and its thriving cities. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most significant roads in northern Italy, the Via Aemilia. Stretching across the fertile plains of the Po Valley, this road was a vital artery that connected key cities like Rimini on the Adriatic coast to Piacenza in the west. Built in 187 BC by the Roman consul Marcus Aemilius Lepidus, the Via Aemilia was more than just a route for travel. It was a cornerstone of Roman expansion and economic growth in the region. The road's construction was a masterstroke of engineering and strategy. By linking these cities, the Via Aemilia not only facilitated trade and communication, but also helped solidify Roman control over northern Italy. The fertile lands of the Po Valley were rich in resources, and the road allowed for the efficient transport of goods like grain, wine, and olive oil to other parts of the empire. This connectivity transformed the region into a thriving hub of agriculture and commerce, with towns and settlements flourishing along its path. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Via Aemilia is how it shaped the development of the cities it connected. Rimini, known as Ariminum in Roman times, served as a gateway to the Adriatic Sea, while Piacenza, or Placentia, was a strategic military outpost. The road not only linked these cities but also spurred the growth of smaller towns and villages along its route. These settlements became centers of trade and culture, benefiting from the steady flow of travelers and goods. The Via Aemilia also played a crucial role in the Roman military's ability to move troops and supplies quickly across the region. Its straight, well-maintained path allowed for rapid deployment, ensuring that the empire could respond swiftly to threats or uprisings. Over time, the road became a symbol of Roman authority and engineering prowess, with milestones and monuments marking its importance. Today, the legacy of the Via Aemilia lives on in the modern roads and highways that follow its ancient path. Cities like Bologna, Modena, and Parma owe much of their historical development to this Roman road, which laid the foundation for their growth and prosperity. As we continue to explore the astonishing engineering feats of Roman roads, the Via Aemilia stands as a testament to the empire's ability to connect, control, and cultivate its vast territories. Next, we'll uncover how Roman engineers tackled one of their most challenging terrains, mountains, with the construction of tunnels. Now, let's venture into the rugged terrain of ancient Italy, where Roman engineers faced one of their most daunting challenges: mountains. To overcome these natural barriers, they turned to an ingenious solution: tunnels. One of the most remarkable examples of this engineering marvel is the Crypta Neapolitana, a tunnel carved through the hills near Naples. This underground passage was not just a feat of brute strength, but a testament to the Romans' meticulous planning and innovative spirit. The Crypta Neapolitana, constructed during the reign of Augustus, stretched for over 700 meters, connecting the bustling port city of Naples to the fertile plains of Campania. Building such a tunnel required precise calculations and advanced techniques. Roman engineers used a combination of manual labor and simple tools, such as chisels and hammers, to carve through solid rock. They also employed a method called fire setting, where they heated the rock with fire and then rapidly cooled it with water, causing it to crack and become easier to remove. This painstaking process ensured the tunnel was both stable and functional. What makes the Crypta Neapolitana particularly fascinating is its dual purpose. Not only did it serve as a vital road link, but it also acted as a shortcut for travelers, significantly reducing travel time between Naples and the surrounding regions. The tunnel's design included ventilation shafts to ensure a steady flow of air, making it safer and more comfortable for those passing through. Over time, it became a symbol of Roman ingenuity, demonstrating their ability to adapt to and conquer even the most challenging landscapes. The construction of tunnels like the Crypta Neapolitana highlights the Romans' commitment to connectivity and efficiency. By carving through mountains, they ensured that their roads could traverse even the most inhospitable terrains, maintaining the empire's vast network of trade and communication. These tunnels were not just engineering achievements, they were lifelines that kept the empire thriving. As we reflect on this incredible feat, it's clear that Roman tunnels were more than just passages through rock, they were gateways to progress. Next, we'll explore how the Romans ensured that travelers along their roads had access to one of life's most essential resources, water, with the construction of roadside fountains. Now, let's turn our attention to another ingenious feature of Roman roads that ensured the comfort and survival of travelers, the roadside fountains. These public fountains were more than just decorative additions. They were vital lifelines, providing fresh water for both people and animals along the empire's vast network of roads. The Romans understood that access to clean water was essential for long journeys, especially in regions where natural water sources were scarce. To address this, they strategically placed fountains at regular intervals along major routes. These fountains were often fed by aqueducts which carried water from distant springs or rivers, ensuring a reliable supply even in arid areas. The design of these fountains was both practical and elegant, featuring spouts that allowed travelers to fill their containers easily, while troughs provided water for horses, mules, and other animals. One of the most remarkable aspects of these roadside fountains was their durability. Built from stone or concrete, they were designed to withstand the elements and heavy use. Many of these fountains also bore inscriptions, often dedicating them to the emperor or local benefactors, serving as a reminder of the empire's generosity and the importance of public infrastructure. These fountains were more than just functional, they were symbols of Roman hospitality and foresight. By ensuring that travelers had access to clean water, the Romans not only made journeys safer and more comfortable, but also reinforced the idea that their roads were more than just pathways, they were arteries of civilization, connecting people and places across the empire. As we consider the legacy of these roadside fountains, it's clear that they were a testament to the Romans' commitment to practicality and care for their citizens. Next, we'll explore the final and perhaps most enduring aspect of Roman road engineering, their lasting influence on modern infrastructure. Now, as we reach the final chapter of our journey through the astonishing engineering feats of Roman roads, let's reflect on their lasting legacy. The influence of Roman road building stretches far beyond the ancient world, shaping the very foundations of modern infrastructure. These roads were not just marvels of their time, they were blueprints for the future, setting standards that continue to guide engineers and planners today. One of the most striking examples of this legacy can be seen in the design of European highways. Many of the major routes we use today, such as the famous Autobahn in Germany or the A1 motorway in Italy, follow the same paths laid out by Roman engineers centuries ago. The Romans' emphasis on straight, efficient routes with minimal curves has become a cornerstone of modern road design, ensuring faster travel and reduced fuel consumption. Even the concept of toll roads, which we often associate with modern infrastructure, has its roots in the Roman practice of charging travelers for the use of their well-maintained roads. Urban planning, too, owes a great deal to Roman ingenuity. The grid-like layout of Roman cities with their carefully planned streets and intersections has inspired countless modern cities around the world. From New York's Manhattan to Barcelona's Eixample district, the influence of Roman urban design is unmistakable. The Romans understood the importance of connectivity and accessibility, principles that remain central to city planning today. But perhaps the most enduring aspect of Roman road building is the philosophy behind it. The Romans saw roads not just as physical structures but as tools for unity, communication, and progress. By connecting distant regions, they fostered trade, cultural exchange, and the spread of ideas and values that continue to drive the development of global infrastructure. In many ways, the highways and railways of today are the spiritual successors of the Roman roads, carrying forward the same mission of bringing people and places closer together. As we look back on the 35 astonishing feats of Roman road engineering, it's clear that their impact is far from ancient history. These roads were more than just pathways. They were the lifelines of an empire and the foundation of modern civilization. So, the next time you drive down a well-paved highway or walk through a city with a grid-like layout, take a moment to appreciate the enduring genius of Roman engineering. And if you've enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating explorations into the past. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video as we wrap up this journey through the 35 astonishing engineering feats of Roman roads. It's impossible not to marvel at the sheer ingenuity and foresight of the ancient Romans. From the Appian Way, the first major Roman road, to the intricate drainage systems that kept these roads functional for centuries, each feat stands as a testament to their unparalleled engineering prowess. These roads weren't just about connecting cities, they were about connecting people, cultures, and ideas, creating a network that held an empire together and laid the groundwork for modern infrastructure. The legacy of Roman roads is everywhere around us. Whether it's the highways we drive on, the urban grids we navigate, or even the toll systems we use, the fingerprints of Roman engineering are deeply embedded in our daily lives. Their ability to adapt to local materials, conquer challenging terrains, and create structures that stood the test of time is nothing short of extraordinary. These roads were more than just stone and mortar. They were symbols of unity, progress, and innovation. If you've ever walked along a cobblestone street or driven down a straight, well-paved highway, you've experienced a piece of Roman history. And if you're inspired to explore these ancient marvels for yourself, many of these roads still exist today, waiting to be discovered. From the Via Appia in Italy to the Via Augusta in Spain, these routes offer a tangible connection to the past, inviting you to walk in the footsteps of history. So, what do you think? Which of these engineering feats impressed you the most? Have you ever traveled along a Roman road or visited a site where their legacy lives on? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Roman engineering, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating journeys through history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.